Something's happened recently, and I'm not going to go elaborate into it. Um, Apparently, someone has a grudge against me, and you need serious help, sir. You need serious help. But I'm not going to go any more into that. Um, this thing that happened has allowed me to have time to really think. And I am not having fun creating content on the channel anymore. That's primarily one of the reasons why I have been struggling to try and find something to make here on Zort Central. Um, I want to enjoy games. I love games. I play, you know, I love playing them. But having to take the time to set things up, to be able to record stuff and fight with OBS occasionally to make things work, and fight with the computer, fight with the equipment, fight with the game sometimes. That happens. It becomes not fun anymore. Content creation isn't easy. And there are people who laugh when they say, oh, making videos for YouTube is easy. It's not a real job. You know what? Those people have never tried to create any content. At least nothing that goes beyond just someone talking to their phone. Oh, wait. But I'm not having fun anymore. Bashar would say that I'm not following my highest excitement, and I need to do that. So there are two things that are going to happen. One, Zort Central is not going to no longer be fully video game focused. Um, it's just something I got to do. I'm going to fall back on to the one thing that I've always loved doing, and I haven't been doing it because I've been doing this. That I've been trying to do videos for games and stuff. And it's the one thing that I've always been good at ever since I was a kid. And that's writing. I was in the fourth grade and I was reading college level. When everyone else was reading Ranger Rick, I was reading Anne McCaffrey and Isaac Asimov. And who else did I read then? Yeah, I was reading Anne McCaffrey and Isaac Asimov, and everyone else was reading Ranger Rick stuff. Little scholastic stories and things. They were doing that. And so I've always been, and I started writing those stories. And later on, I got into fan fiction and even won a few awards for some of the stuff I've written. And I have had this thing rolling around in my head for a long time of different story ideas, of stuff to write as an actual book, published book, or published books. And I haven't been doing them because I've been focusing on trying to do game stuff here. I'm not following my highest excitement. I'm not having fun. And you're wondering, how do you make content around writing stories? Well, I've got some ideas on that. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to occasionally write something about more or make a video about games. As I said, I still love games, and if I see something that I really want to share or really want to say anything about, I will make a video on it. Like, I recently did a video where I reacted to, um, I believe it was Zenless Zone Zero. Yeah, it was the Bernice video. Well, I did a reaction to that. But I think what you'll start to see is there will be a lot of other content on the channel, and I think a lot more of it. Um, where I'm going to be talking about the stuff that I'm doing, the books that I'm working on, stories I'm writing. I think I'm going to start going back and getting more deeply into my fan fiction writing. That's one thing I've really enjoyed doing a lot. And also the book writing. The fan fiction writing will be for when I'm just need to let stuff flow and I'm not working on stuff for the book, not working on stuff for the novel. It's sort of a way for me to more of a way for me to it's hard to explain in words. Not relax, and when I'm not working on playing games. And I'll still do stuff for Gamers Bay. I know he's gonna freak about this when he sees this video. He's gonna freak out. He's going through some very hard times right now. I don't want to leave him in the lurch. He's a friend of mine. So I'm going to continue doing Retro Spotlight over on his channel to help him out. He's going through some really hard times right now. I think what's going to make things easier is we have Trump coming back into office. And I've seen a short list. When I say short, I mean really long, of the things he's going to do when he gets back in there. And it's like, holy shit. Buckle up, folks. Buckle up. One of them is getting rid of income tax, which was meant originally to be temporary to pay off World War One, but stuck around way too long. It's outlived its welcome and needs to go. Our current financial woes are part of the reason. I'm not going to get on my soapbox on that right now. But I need to refocus things. I'm not having fun. And you say, well, it's a job. You're not supposed to have fun. Well, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're going to burn out. And this is me stepping in before I burn out. And delving into the things that I really like to do, and that's writing. So how will that manifest itself as videos here on Zort Central? Well, mostly me talking about what I'm writing. And possibly even, I don't know, a reading of stuff. Maybe when I get a chapter done, I'll do a reading of the rough draft before I go through it and fix it up. Maybe talk about the characters. Maybe get onto Grok and get onto Grok and create images of the characters, what I think they might look like if it was translated into anime or live action. And go into detail about the lore of the world that I'm building for these books, because there's two different ones that I'm working on. One is sci-fi, sci-fantasy, sort of Star Wars-esque. The other is like World of Darkness, where you have the supernatural, vampires, and other things coexisting side by side with humans. Two different areas there. One is like the world of darkness, and one is sort of like Star Wars, but vastly different. A big difference in it. But you will see in later coming videos from me. Probably not immediately, because I do have to get into writing. But I will be working on some lore videos for the world building that I'm working on. I want to get back into that. I started it and then I stopped. And then very occasionally, video game stuff from me. But for myself, I know that I've got to, as Bashar says, follow my highest excitement and refocus things. Because right now, it's something that I've got to do for me. YouTube and their algorithm can go pound sand. You know, um, and if some of you leave, that's fine. If you came here looking specifically for video game stuff and just decide to go, that's fine. But if you're interested in seeing what I'm working on and interested in interesting stories and books and things like that, stick around. Stick around and see some interesting stuff that I'm working on. What I might also start doing is writing some short stories and publishing them via Amazon. You can still do that. Amazon still has their self-publishing thing, and publish them that way. Some short stories, be some short story compilations, or something based in the universes that I'm building. So I may start doing that soon at some point. But this is something that I need to do for myself, because what I'm doing now is not working. It's not working for me, and I'm not getting anything done. And working on the writing is the one thing that I've always been good at. Because when I was in the fourth grade and everyone was reading Ranger Rick stuff, I was reading Anne McCaffrey and Isaac Asimov. They were reading stuff for kids, and I was reading stuff that was for adults. I was reading college level at the third and fourth grade. And I started writing at a young age. I even got an award for it, and something that I wrote was put on display at the City Hall. I even won awards for my fan fiction that I've been writing, which is something else that I'm going to be going back on and working on, is my fan fiction stuff that I enjoyed doing, writing that I would do just because I like doing it. And of course, I'll still be playing games, but except for Retro Spotlight, it will no longer be, because I'm making games for the channel. I'm no longer fighting that fight with everything, and I'm following my highest excitement. And I already feel, right now, something of a burden lifting off of me just saying this. And to the owner of Gamers Bay, I know you're freaking out right now, or you probably are going to, over this because I know you've talked to me about the troubles you're in, and don't worry, I'm still gonna do retro spotlight on Gamers Bay. As for the other issue, I'm gonna work on that. If I can't resolve it, we'll figure something out. But yeah, Zort Central is going to be a very different place in the coming weeks, even days. In fact, I've got some ideas for some stuff to do. I'm gonna get all this done first. I'm redoing my setup. I'm in the middle of transitioning over to Linux, away from Windows, and I'm moving back to a two-machine setup. I've got a Linux system already going as my daily drive. Excuse me, as my daily driver, and my gaming rig is still Windows right now. I'm probably going to dual boot that between Windows 10 and Linux. Windows for games that I play that don't play well with Linux, and Linux for everything else. And I'm an all AMD system, so that will make switching pretty painless, because AMD and Linux play very well together. Anyway, that's everything I've got right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for waiting for me to figure out what the hell I want to do. Consider this the real channel reboot. This is the real channel reboot. And thanks for watching. I'm Mike the Zorch. I'll see you soon.